Hello and welcome. Now we are going to study the first chapter of history of class 8, that is how, when and where. This lesson is regarding landing on the first chapter of history of class 8, which is regarding the history of modern India. So let us have a glance over this picture. Students, as you see, this is the picture of Britannia, that means the national symbol of Britain, to whom the Indian Pandits, Muslim ulemas, and other religious preachers are handing over their sacred text. That means all of them are bending before Britannia, the national symbol of Britain. This picture was painted by James Rennet, a British painter who supported the colonial rule. So now, before landing on the topic, let us ask a question. What is history? History is about the changes that occur over time. It is about the finding how things occurred in the past and how things have been changed in the present. As soon as we compare the past with the present, we refer to time. We talk of before and after. So history is the study of past events. In class 6 also we learned that history is the study of past events in order to make our future better. So the history is very much essential. History is an all pervasive concept. So in class 8 we are going to study the history of modern period, means post Mughal period. In class 7 you learned the history from 700 AD to 1750 AD, for which the chapter contains the name tracing changes through the thousand years. So in this year, you are going to study the history of the British period. So let us say, how does history evolve? How does history come? If someone asks you a question that when people started drinking tea or coffee, you may falter to give the answer. Why? No, because you do not know exactly on which date people start fast to sip the first cup of tea or coffee. Because it is the fact, we all know that people did not begin drinking tea on a fine morning. They developed this taste for over a period of time. So we can refer to a span of time, an approximate period over which a particular change become visible. So whenever we are studying about history, normally dates come. Why dates are coming? Because we are giving much importance to dates. Suppose if someone asks when was the British rule started, we tell that from the Battle of Plassey, which occurred in 1757. When was the Great Indian Revolt occurred? In 1857 AD. So we always associate history with lots of dates. The conventional history which we used to study previously, it was regarding the battles, big events about the rulers and their policies. The historians who were the writers of tarikhs and tawarikhs, they always wrote history which was basing on only one individual, the king, who was a protagonist, who was the real hero. All others were immaterial. Only the important events related with the king: when the king was born, when he got married, when his son got birth, and when the king died, what were the achievements made by the king. All things were important for the historians because the historians were commissioned they were patronized by the king. So, whenever we are imposing importance to dates, the dates are none other than dead letters without the importance to a person. So, whenever dates are important, now whenever we assign importance to a person or an event, at that time dates become important because we are focusing some particular events as important, so we are finding the dates. So the British wrote history in 1817